All right, my next guest has been sounding the alarm over the massive purchases of our property by not just China, but Gates too. Why the sudden land rush? Charlie Kirk, founder and president of Turning Point USA, author of this book, by the way, good friend of mine as well, The College Scam, How America's Universities Are Bankrupting and Brainwashing Away the Future of America's Youth. Get to the book in a second, Charlie, but I think it's something you guys have been on at TPUSA. We've been on it as well. Finally, a lot of people are starting to take notice. You know, it's a scary prospect when some of the most liberal of the liberal people around the world are buying into our farmland, our food supply. What are your thoughts?
Yeah, and the dictators and communists are able to buy up our farmland. First of all, it needs to be illegal. These states need to pass their own resolutions. The federal government will not, saying that multi-billionaire kleptocrats should not be able to buy up farmland from the American people to do whatever they want to do with it. We're not really sure. I have my own theories. And then the Chinese Communist Party should be absolutely disbarred from being able to do that. Why are they doing it? I believe they know that a currency collapse is imminent and that he who owns the land controls the future. Part of America's ability to dominate worldwide is our fertile land. We are the breadbasket of the world. And if you can start to buy up the American heartland, well, then that is the best hedge against a coming currency collapse that our elites have created. And so you're right on the mark there. In fact, at Turning Point USA, we are developing a billboard campaign all across Iowa, North Dakota, Kansas, and many other states, just simply asking the question, Bill Gates and the CCP are buying up farmland. Why are we allowing this to happen? That simple. Hopefully to motivate people to ask questions and to do the proper legislative steps necessary to prevent this land grab from occurring.
Yeah, and some people may not understand this, Charlie. You're tapping into something very important. One of the other groups that we saw buying, or we're seeing buying, is the Soros groups, the various funds and money that Soros has. He's buying farmland too. You know how George Soros made all his billions of dollars? In currency manipulation. This is very scary. You're tapping into something that could be right on the money. Chinese Communist Party is involved in every single transaction that the quasi capitalist companies that are buying. In other words, my point is a Chinese company bought Smithfield Foods, our largest pork producer in the world, and they're not sending the pork into Iowa. They're sending it back to Beijing.
Yes, that's right. Pork is a big deal in China, by the way. It's a delicacy, and it's a highly demanded delicacy. But why should they be allowed to go buy up our ability to export goods to China, which, by the way, is leverage over them, than to be able to hold our own domestic industries against us? Again, this is the weakness, I think, of the Republican Party that fails to put the country first and instead puts corporate interest first. I'm all for free markets. So are you. But I believe free markets should serve us as a people, and most importantly, serve the country. And when free markets fail to serve our country, we need to ask the question, who exactly is benefiting from this? And so there is a massive land grab happening, not to mention, as you said in your open, it's happening right next to military bases. This is really going to push the will of the Republican Party. I believe the Republican Party needs to stand in solidarity with American farm owners and with the breadbasket of our country. When you think about it, where is Trump's strongest base? Rural America. And yet Bill Gates and the CCP is trying to buy up rural America. Important. That's
the scary part, Charlie, right there. And there's a theory, and I hear this theory that the way they do that is they push the people. They buy the farmland and push people to the big cities where they can control them, where they can send the food that they want to send there, where they make access. Charlie, I only have a little bit of time here. Tell us about the book and what you wrote it, who your target is there.
Yeah, so the book is out right now. Everyone can get it at collegescam.com. It's been about a decade of thinking about this topic. I've actually lived the topic because I didn't go to college. And it's about years and years of research about how I believe colleges are bankrupting and brainwashing America's youth, and why parents need to think twice before sending their kids to college at all. I believe college has become an institutionalized multi-trillion-dollar scam. I compare the college cartel to the Mexican drug cartel of how they are ripping off parents and families, heavily subsidized by the American taxpayer. We know about the wokeism, but I don't think people know how bad it actually is. We know a little bit about how expensive it is, but I don't think people realize actually how it is impacting the next generation's ability to purchase homes, get married, and have children. I believe as all roads lead to Rome, all roads lead to the college industry being a scam and being an industry that needs to be disrupted. People can get it at collegescam.com.
collegescam.com. Pick up the book, folks. It's a great, great insight. Charlie Kirk, extremely successful young man there, and as he points out, didn't take a college education to get it done. Charlie, always good having you on.
Love your show, Eric. Thank you so much.
Hey guys, it's Rob Carson. I want to tell you about the Patriot Gold Group, but first, let me tell you that the S&P has already lost $8.2 trillion in 2022. Did you know that? Peak inflation is not even hit despite the Fed rate hikes on groceries, on gas. You know it as well as I do. Morgan Stanley and Goldman Sachs are warning of another 20% drop. Inflation is winning in a knockout right now. The Fed is going to raise rates again at the end of July. Meanwhile, Goldman, Wells Fargo, and Bloomberg are all forecasting gold to surpass all-time highs. If you want to invest in gold, call 888-936-2373 now. Call the Patriot Gold Group today and ask about their no-fee-for-life IRA. Sounds like a good deal, don't it? Here's the number, 888-936-2373, 888-936-2373 for the Patriot Gold Group.